In 2020, a crack commando unit was sent to quarantine by coronavirus for an illness they didn't deserve. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security lockdown to the Los Angeles and Las Vegas underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can interview, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the Take Warning podcast.
What? Hey, hi, everybody. Hey, fuck you, Arthur. I know he's listening, so I just wanted to start off with that and maybe get your dicks out. How's everybody doing?
Good, dude.
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
It's a Monday night. Welcome to Take Warning, man. We're doing another show. We're almost there. You know, we're only like 2 weeks away from our 1 year public anniversary.
Oh my God, 1 year.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a year.
Is it still too late to annul this podcast? Or
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
We're gonna break up the band.
You were fully committed.
yeah.
Okay.
You're
I know.
done.
I've been waiting for Duper to just say, like, dude, I'm leaving. I got in with some other podcast network. I'm gonna do some politics, and
I got in with Shapiro. I'm leaving, guys.
I'm out.
Go to the Daily Wire.
Good times. Good times. Hi, Josh. Now we
No,
can't
he's
hear you at all. All right, a little backstory for the beginning of the show when we were getting ready to record. Josh was coming in super loud again, so we were like, "Hey!" And so he's moving around, he's making adjustments. He mutes himself, and then we come into the show, and now you heard Josh. Josh, can you hear us now?
Can you hear me better?
Oh my God.
That's much better.
Oh my
That's
God.
much better.
I had to fix my settings again. It didn't save.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Josh, how's witness protection going, man? Is everything going good?
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
You gotta turn your gain up if you're gonna do that. Now your gain's down too low.
So shameless plug. If you guys didn't watch the video that Lee did an amazing job on called Witness Protection, go watch it. It's like the best 4.5 minutes of your life.
It's going to be a series. Josh will be the star every week.
We actually have a sponsor this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by who?
Go lead me into it.
Lead you into it? Hey, dude.
Yeah. What's up,
Who are
buddy?
we not sponsored by this week?
Hey, when Plan B is your Plan A, go to Plan Lee.
Now
That's the bulk pack, right? That's the 5-pack?
That was a shameless plug.
So Lee has a website that he's setting up, so then he can just sell birth control. Well, actually, the morning after pill. To all
Also
the women.
DNA tests.
No, well, the
Evidently.
idea is that he's trying to move away from 23andMe, so then he doesn't have to do the DNA test anymore. He can just abort the children.
No.
You know.
So the DNA tests are going to be strictly prohibited from use to find out if the children is mine.
Okay.
It's going to be a part of the packaging. So if they want to buy the DNA test and find out if the child is someone else's, they're more than welcome to. It'll just be a paternity package, but it'll also have the after Lee pill.
So
Well, what is
Plan-
that for, like,
Plan Lee.
afterwards? I mean,
The
I'm
plan-
trying to understand. What the Plan Lee is to prevent the pregnancy.
The Plan Lee pill. That's what I meant.
yeah. So Plan Lee, so it comes in a bulk package, Plan Lee and 23andMe.
Yes.
Oh, should
wow.
the Plan Lee not work? At least you have the 23andMe to prove it's yours?
Right.
Okay.
So you know, on like all the drug commercials that like there's always that guy with the fast voice that has the 20,000 fucking side effects. I would
Yes.
love to see what the 20,000 side effects are of the after Lee pill. Or
We're not going to disclose that information.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Pasaki would not tell us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just like run on a beach and be like, "Oh, be aware that Plan Lee, rectal bleeding."
I'm gonna withhold all of that information because I don't want the conspiracy theorists to get out of control about my pills.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? You know who we haven't checked on in a while as far as a non-sponsor go is Mimi's memes. I wonder how they're doing.
Hey, what do we know about Mimi's memes there, dude?
What do we know about them, or what are they
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Tell us about Mimi's memes.
Mimi's memes.
Memes. They're still making memes.
What do they do there?
They make mean memes
By who?
by Mimi's memes.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit, dude! Good job, dude.
He's on it tonight. He can't even stumble on it. I love it.
You know?
Hey, Greg, how horrible was your week?
Oh, dude, no, it's actually a pretty good week for the bus station, man.
What?
Yeah, man. The janitor came by and cleaned things up. We've had.
I'll be there next Sunday too.
Oh, thanks, dude.
What?
There's actually some good karma going on in the. I can't say my last name right. So the Greg's last name clan. So I'm excited about that. Shut damn it. But no, so while you're trying to figure out what type of week I had, why don't you hit that little subscription thing? Why don't you hit that little like thingy? Why don't you share this video with your friends and tell them how amazing we are?
Okay.
That was what we were gonna throw it in. That's
Yep.
what we're doing.
Yep.
I always forget to say it at the beginning of the show, so I figured I'd throw it in now.
That's a good week. Josh, how was your week?
Subscribe and shit.
I was here, dude. I am here.
All right,
All right.
Lee,
Sounds
where are you at?
outstanding. Good, man. It's been a good week. And then, while it's my turn to talk for a second, I actually want to touch base on a Kern County deputy sheriff who was killed yesterday. And I want to say I want to give my biggest condolences to that department and say that I know that everyone on this podcast is definitely with you in your mourning right now, and I'm terribly sorry that happened. So
Thank you for your service twice too. He was a Marine.
yeah,
Wow.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Wow, dude.
and condolences to that family. It was a domestic dispute, and I guess Dad went a little bit off the deep end and had been away for a while. Took out 2 teenage boys and the mom.
yeah, and
As
then
well.
made sure he shot a couple officers on his way out
Yeah, I
too.
was gonna say he shot
Yeah.
2 officers. Right?
Yeah,
You guy's
yeah,
a piece of shit.
yeah, and the one
yeah,
succumbed to his
definitely.
injuries. So just want to touch
Man,
base
we're
on
gonna
that.
have a fun story time today. Apparently, we've got nothing but great stories like that.
Can you play
Hey,
the sad music, Rick?
Yeah, we will. But Duper,
Yeah.
before we get all sad, can you tell us about your week and how good it was?
It was awesome. Had a water day. Bought like a water slide for the backyard. So Gwen had a great time out there.
Nice.
Brendan even hung out, which was way unexpected.
Not for a
Wow.
13-year-old. That is not normal.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially a 14-year-old.
Whatever, 13, 14. I'm thinking of my kid. My bad.
And then on the way home, I saw something that just made me smile. Like I'm on the freeway, I'm just driving, and I look over. There's this car in the next lane, and on the back of her window it says "Beware Asian driver." Dude, it just made me so happy that there's people out there still with a sense of humor.
A little conscious of what's going on.
Yeah, no, it just brought a smile to my face. 'Cause,
Did
like,
you
it
roll
was-
down the window and be like, chicka chicka chong, chong chong chong? No, you didn't do that.
But
Okay.
I was curious about who was driving that car, right? So I drive up next to her, and it's like this 65-year-old Asian lady, which just made it all that much better.
That's awesome.
And Lee in the background is like, I don't know, doing an art heist or some fucking shit.
I don't know what just happened
Yeah,
there.
what are you doing there, Lee, with your art heist on
Um,
Netflix?
Toof is watching and told me my picture was facing the wrong way, but it won't hang the other way, so now it's sitting right there.
Oh, so it hangs sideways.
Yes.
Okay.
So for anybody listening, I have a pineapple picture in the background, and
It's
apparently
upside down.
now it's
We
upside
should do-
down.
We should do one of those art things, like an art class, but online, and we can all just like draw pictures.
Just make a little bunch of happy accidents.
We should. A bunch of
Sounds like
happy
a good
accidents.
Can Josh
Wow.
be the
Really
naked
funny.
model?
Can I
See?
paint?
See?
Can I
See?
paint with my naked body and like just put the paint on me and smear it and call it art?
Oh
So the
god.
sweat will just wipe it away.
You know how the
True.
women do the one where they paint their bottom and sit on the thing? You should just paint
Yeah.
your front and jump on it.
Can I just do a fruit basket with paint?
Yes.
But dude, whatever you paint is going to be a fruit basket.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Yes, Toof, I'm aware.
Is that a clitoris? What the fuck is that, Rick?
Hey, the Olympics started this week. We can briefly go over that. What are you talking about, dude? We saw the goddamn Mongolians. I sent you guys a picture. I was so excited.
Why is Greg booing this?
I don't
do-
know.
Why-
I just is anybody following the Olympics? I mean, like the basketball team
I'm
can't
watching it
win.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have cable TV in your hotel
Yeah,
room, Josh.
but I mean, come on, dude. There's so many good stories that have happened. That chick from Austria that won the 85-mile road race, that Peloton race. I mean, you have a Peloton. Why didn't you watch that?
Peloton race?
Yeah, that's actually what they call it. Like, it's called. I learned where the name of the bike came from that Greg bought. It's actually it's a road race, and they call it a Peloton when they're all grouped together.
Yes.
So I didn't know
But
that.
the whole race is not called the Peloton. Just
I'm
that
assuming it's
fact
called the
is.
Peloton race because I don't know much about that shit. You would know more than me.
Dude, that shit. works
Anyways,
it out.
that Austrian girl came in without a team, without anybody to help her win it, right? Everybody else has like 4 or 5 racers with them for each country. She came in on her own and beat everybody by like 11 minutes. So much so that the second place chick from the Netherlands, when she came through, she lost her shit like she just won the gold medal. And she's like, it was the greatest thing ever. She started to talk to reporters, and her trainer comes over and like gets close, and he's like, hey, you came in second place. Like, you could see her reaction. That shit's awesome. Olympics are great, man. What are you talking about?
So you love it when
Beach
people get
volleyball.
shitted on.
There's women's softball. There's anything from the Netherlands with women. There's so many good things in the Olympics.
Yeah,
I'm
like
telling you.
COVID.
Oh, what's her name? Ariana Titmus that beat Katie Ledecky. That turned into a thing. Her name is Titmus. Titmus.
Rick, you know that podcast is on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
No. So we started a holiday, and I hope you guys celebrate it with me next year on July 25th. Just 5 months before Christmas, there is Titmus. And it's a beautiful holiday, and it has everything to do with boobies, thanks to this one athlete from the Olympics. But there's cool stories. You posted something on our agenda about like a 97-year-old Filipino winning
No,
something.
dude.
What was it?
97?
Damn. You do a sports podcast. Weightlifter Hidalin Diaz wins the first ever gold medal for the Philippines, ending a 97-year drought.
She was
Okay, wait.
97 years old,
Hold
and she won the first gold for the
97.
Philippines.
I do have a question about that, though.
Yeah.
If it was a 97-year drought, that would imply that they have previously won a medal.
Yeah, I don't know why they said drought, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Can I also ask a question?
No.
Is there an age limit at the Olympics?
Yes.
God, you're an idiot, dude. Oh, shit. No.
I'm just curious.
I don't know.
But it
Normally,
does. Go ahead.
normally I get excited about the Olympics, right? Normally, like, yeah, America! And then I'll watch like the opening and closing ceremonies and I root for people. And then
Yeah.
it just seems like every day I'm like, I get news blips and it's like, this person's out for COVID. This person's going home here. There's no fans in the stands. Fucking
Yeah.
Japan is fucking bankrupt. Fucking.
Now they got a
it's just like-
typhoon.
it's just like, oh, yeah. And
Apparently, they're facing
Yeah.
a typhoon this week too.
so is Las Vegas, dude. We're getting a shit ton of water up here. Right
Yeah,
now,
we got
dude.
some too. It was awesome. It
That's
was a
not
great day.
typhoon in Vegas, right? Craig.
Shut up, hurricane.
So to touch
It's a
on that really
monsoon.
quick, Duper,
Monsoon.
It's a
I look-
monsoon.
I-
Ow!
I
No?
looked it up because I'm curious. I was actually
Yeah.
curious just now.
I bet you are.
So the Philippines were actually in their first Olympic delegation in 1924. So it's not a drought. They just won their first gold medal.
The
ever since they've
Philippine
been-
delegation select.
What drew me to this story actually was
That
the
was
fact
racist.
It's almost
What?
we're so accustomed in this country to just winning medals, like we assume we're going to win medals. And there's like the Philippines, which is actually a pretty major country, right? Like, I'm surprised that they've never won any medals. It baffles my mind.
Yeah.
Well, and
It's,
then she goes off and wins it and waits.
Yeah, she's gonna,
right.
Weightlifting.
Random.
she's gonna be huge in that country. I mean, you're gonna
Um,
oh, yeah.
so-
forever. Like
so
Manny.
Lee,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Boof says he's all about the men's diving. How side does it get you?
Ready to dive off that board into his bowl.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
You asked, I
This
answered.
whole thing
Oh,
is
hey,
fun.
hey. Okay.
I
Josh.
don't. I'm not
Yeah,
watching
Josh, what's your
Olympics
favorite
at all.
sport?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Favorite sport in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Mud wrestling.
Nice.
Is that in the Olympics?
I hope so.
Oh, they should do the fucking Jello wrestling and shit.
Hey, you know what? We got our first gold in fencing, in women's fencing, or fencing overall. That was interesting. Did you know that shit is not on a real sword? I just learned this. It's like a ball bearing on the end of a fucking stick or something.
All right.
Rick,
Fucking lame.
I want me and you to do some fencing.
Let's do it,
I bet you
dude.
do. Pull your pants down.
On God.
Lee, I want you and me to do some docking. It's also a sport.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, so as you know,
Hey, and wasn't there like some 14-year-old that won at skateboarding or some shit? I'm like, for
Yeah,
real?
Japanese kid.
When did skateboarding become an Olympic sport?
This Olympics.
Hmm.
This is the
So
first
just a
time.
bunch of people smoking weed and like, yeah,
It's just everybody from California came out there, and they're all representing different countries, but they're just there to skate.
Mhm.
That's
how
how
do
it
we
went.
get mud wrestling in there then?
Seriously, how do we get mud wrestling in there?
Hmm.
I don't know. It's okay. And then as of right now, Simone Biles did not have a good day, and she's like America's athlete right now. You know, like she might be one of the greatest gymnasts of all time too. And she didn't have a good day starting off, so we'll see how that goes with the
46
finals.
years old, right? She's like super old for gymnastics.
She's 24 or 25, I think.
And then she like qualified for everything though, right? So she'll win some
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, she's gonna come out with the medal, but maybe not the gold.
I blame Russia. Just because.
Just because.
That's fair.
Are
That's
we,
fair.
who's leading in the medal count? Is it still China?
It's China.
Mongolia.
Anybody else rooting against Team USA?
I am in basketball. I'm not going to lie to you.
Are you really?
Yeah, I want them to go bronze or worse, so that we actually build a real team. Greg Popovich leaves, and we have a real fucking dream team maybe again at one point, or just a good solid team.
I would like to see Team USA lose. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for it. Obviously everywhere else I'm rooting in soccer and in softball, which we're going to own softball. It looks like I can't wait for the final.
But a women's soccer team kind of sucks now too, huh?
Don't even.
Well,
talk
they
about
just
them.
took one
It
loss.
was one game in fucking 50 years, and now they
They
suck.
took one loss.
One loss.
That's what I'm saying. It's like cursed. It's like it doesn't just feel right.
None of this feels right without the fans. It a year
Yeah.
late. Everything says
And then-
2020 on it,
and then the
like it's
Winter
reminding you.
The Winter Olympics is in like what, a year and a half or some shit like that.
Isn't it like 6 months?
Some
I don't
3
know.
years.
Crazy. I can't wait for
Oh,
curling though. Curling's my shit.
2022.
Oh wow, yeah.
You guys ever
When-
watch curling?
Who
I'm
cares?
telling you. Like, "Ah!" Just a bunch of dudes yelling and sweeping and shit. I'm like, that is so totally my game.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Winter Olympics are in like 6 months, bro.
Oh good.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll also not care
Come on,
about
bro.
that one.
Yeah.
Is
That one I
golfing an
care
Olympic
less about.
sport?
It is, and everybody went out with COVID that mattered, so that's fucking fun.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Fucking golf. See, Rick, that proves to you right there that golf is not a good socially distant sport because they
Absolutely,
all got
it
COVID.
is.
It actually
your
is a
mouth.
very safe, good.
What do you
sport.
think, Duber?
I think that he's putting himself at risk every time he goes out.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, do you think it's risky?
Nope.
Nah, you know why? Because we got vaccinated for Harambe.
Josh, what do
So
you think?
it's all good.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know who Wambe is.
Wambe,
Is he a
it's
wombat?
Harambe, and
Wombat.
you need to put your dick out for
I don't know what that
Harambe.
means.
Dick out for Harambe.
I don't even.
Think I
I don't
Harambe.
understand this.
Google Harambe.
But,
Josh, do you think?
And
do you think
apparently you hate him, and I don't understand why you hate him. So I'm going to get into the 10 most hated people living and alive in 2021.
Rick?
I don't know why we
This
didn't
list.
list.
I tried,
put
Josh.
this at
I
the
tried.
front of the list of the agenda, so we would lead with this. So we want to talk about the boring ass Olympics. We just lost all. Anybody who was listening is gone.
Yeah.
Not
This
true.
is
We
way
gained
better.
like 2 viewers on YouTube. So
That was me.
Yeah, there you go.
like and share, like and share.
Oh God.
Do you know who? And I don't know if
So,
everybody looked
has
at
anybody
this.
else looked at the list yet or no?
Yes.
Yeah, who created this list? It's stupid.
Okay, so who would you say is the number one most hated person in the world, Josh, right now, alive?
Rick.
That's a dumb answer. Like
That's a
realistically.
stupid answer.
I mean, we're working towards getting on there. We're trying everything we can to get on this list. We're not there yet, though.
I mean, Rick's pretty far up there, though.
Yeah, I am.
I mean,
Would you
and-
say Rick would be more hated than me?
Yes?
Probably.
I don't know.
Ah, dude, god
Yes.
damn.
Well, Rick's talking.
I think it
over
depends on the
tonight,
person
so
you're
I don't
talking
know.
to.
Yeah.
Think so.
Yeah.
Just if you ask Josh or Lee, yes.
So what we got? Show it. What's up? Let's go.
Number one is Bill Cosby.
Which is
Now,
funny.
this is living people.
I would have said Donald Trump for sure.
Yeah,
Donald
I
Trump
would
is
too.
number 2, though.
I would
Yeah.
have picked. I would have picked R. Kelly over Bill Cosby.
Really?
Number 3 is Xi Jinping.
Well, hold on. Oh, why are we skipping over Bill Cosby being the most hated person in the world? Like, I feel like I mean, he might not be the most likable person, but to be the most hated person in the world at this moment,
Do you
that seems a little
think?
bit of an exaggeration, doesn't it?
Do you think it's because of him getting like out of prison?
That's
he's now the most
what it is.
hated?
It's just because he was in the news most recently. And I wonder what this list would look like, in a year. Would he even be on the top 100? I'd be surprised.
Well, I want to get a little deeper into this list. We don't have to go through each one, but
Well, 'cause,
yeah,
I mean,
1 and 2 is
well,
Donald Trump,
and with Bill Cosby, Weinstein was way worse, right, than Cosby, right? Or was he not?
he was a terrible person, but Cosby was really, really bad.
Yeah, but Weinstein
So-
was using it for power and for personal gain and putting people in movies if they would sleep with them. I mean,
According to
there was a lot
this
more.
list, just so you know, Weinstein's not even in the top 25.
And where the fuck is Ghislaine Maxwell?
He's not in there either.
Nobody.
But
fucking
It's because nobody knows how to spell her name. That's why.
so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rapid fire the top 10, and then we can get into the deeper things because
okay,
it's just kind of weird.
Go top 5, and then we'll talk about the top 5.
Okay, top
No,
5,
no,
Bill
top
Cosby. We're going top 10 now, but fuck
Oh
you
my
both.
God, nobody.
Bill
can-
Cosby, Donald Trump, Xi Jinping. Kim Jong-un is number 4. Derek Chauvin is number 5.
He would have been number 1 without a doubt if this was taken this same time last year.
Yeah.
6 is Joe Biden. Nothing?
What?
Joe Biden, 6.
Who's that guy number 3? What was his name?
Xi Jinping?
Who's that?
I love you, Josh. I love the fact that he's just so oblivious. He's my uncle.
So he actually carries multiple titles, as in President of the People's Republic of China, General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission.
And-
Basically, he's a scary bastard.
And the CEO of Mimi's Beams.
Number 1 public enemy of the free world.
Yep.
There we go. So number 7, Chrissy Teigen. Totally, I'm on board with that. I hate her face. And I'm like literally talking about looks. I don't know anything about the woman.
You said you were going rapid fire.
She's
8, Cardi B. 9, Gwen Berry. 10, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I don't know who Gwen Berry is, so I can't.
Gwen Berry. It took me a minute to remember who this person was. She's the hammer thrower that protested the national anthem as she was set up.
Oh, that chick.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
where's
I mean-
Colin Kaepernick? You know,
Not on
'cause
there.
he's still a hated dude, right?
They're gone right now.
So here's the crazy thing. Like, they show the list, and in the top 25, you have Vladimir Putin, Mike Pence, Ellen DeGeneres, Amber Heard. I don't know who that guy is, Dan Schneider.
Heard?
Yeah. But I mean, like, Sean Hannity's in there. How is David Duke
Martin?
only 18?
I know that's the one that drove out to me, right? Like David Duke was all beloved.
I mean, we're talking about like the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and Homeboy's number 18 most hated. Where was what? What over Chrissy Teigen?
Who came up with this list? Where's this list from?
This is called the top10s.com.
Or what about the dude like from the church God Hates Fags or whatever? You know that group? People
What?
hate them too.
No, tell me more about your congregation.
Yeah.
Whoa, wow. No,
He
remember
doesn't
you
even want
like
to talk.
I'm going to my happy place now. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
You're gonna get kicked out of this
Mitch McConnell's in the top 20.
Does that surprise you?
That's interesting. Ted Nugent's 24. And Dick Cheney's number 25. I don't even want to go deeper than these top 20. But there's like,
But
it's just
Trump,
weird.
Trump
What's
being number 2 surprises me. I thought he would be number 1 without a doubt. And then Xi Jinping, I'm surprised that he was number 3 because I thought there was more people out there like Josh who wouldn't really know who that was.
That's what I would think. I would
I
think
thought-
he'd be number 18.
I
wanna
thought
go back to
Vladimir
the-
would be higher than he would.
What about Boris Johnson?
Boris Johnson's on the list, but he's like 48 or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's way down there.
The Brexit thing isn't fucking getting him.
No.
Sorry, Josh.
Here's
I
my
don't know.
thing.
How could anybody hate Joe Biden enough to be number 6? Because he's just a bumbling idiot. That's like hating your own grandpa.
Great opinion. Thanks. Here's I was actually going to point out, like, the David Duke thing is probably the thing that bugs me the most, because as much as I hate that fat ass Donald Trump, like, I do not dislike him more than I would dislike David Duke, to be honest. Like, that guy's a piece of shit. Beyond, he should be number 1 on the list, in my opinion.
No.
He's up there. That guy's
Vladimir
a fucking
Putin,
piece of shit.
Xi
Putin,
Jinping,
those two need to be top 3
Kim
for
Jong.
sure.
I just want
Kim
to
Jong-un.
recognize Foo for the Rescue, Westboro Baptist Church. Those fucktards.
Oh yeah, why aren't they on this list?
Thanks, Foo. See,
Because it
we
was
missed
people,
you these
not
past
churches.
few weeks. We need you, man. I need
They're
you on here.
fucking. They're a weird church.
You're a weird
Horrible
church.
people. Hey, Pelosi made it at 27 for you, Duper.
Why I do hate Pelosi.
Oh, she's so terrible.
Right now, it's funny because President Pelosi was trending today on Twitter.
Was it?
And it was all because Mike Lindell, I guess, went to court and he said, I don't know. I have not read into this story at all yet, so I have no idea what evidence that he provided saying that the election was stolen. But then Twitter was like, dude, you do realize that if Biden and Kamala Harris stepped down, you would just have Pelosi. So she was trending today, big time.
You know what I was? I noticed here at 35, Ali Khamenei, the what is he, like the Tsar of Iran? Also really low.
Why is Melania Trump number 34? Like, what the fuck has she ever done to anybody?
She's married to Donald Trump, bro.
That's it,
Hey,
just guilty by
Greg, can you ask
association.
Melania
Yeah.
why people hate her?
Dude, you got the Kardashians too. You got
That was it,
Kanye.
Greg. Thanks.
What?
Wait,
I
were
wasn't
you
paying
asking
attention.
him? Like you?
Yeah,
threw that out
I was
there so
asking him
quickly.
to ask
Waiting for
Melania
an
for us.
impersonation.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Totally. Sorry, missed
God
that one.
damn it, Greg.
God damn it.
Never
Alex
mind.
Fucking Greg,
Jones
put
is
him on the
38, right?
list.
Alex
Who's-
Jones.
what?
He's number 38. Alex Jones.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a big split in America right now, right? So
Who the
some of
hell's-
us are going to hate him.
Who is Drake Bell?
He's from the kids show, the Nickelodeon kids show, and he went all weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's in the top 40.
That's
Oh,
over Bashar al-Assad. Like,
That's saying
this
something. I
fucking
guess.
guy, yeah. Holy shit. It's a weird list, man. Where did you find this, Duper? Tucker Carlson's only 45. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I do too. I was surprised not to see him higher on this list. And then what's her name over in MSNBC? She's pretty low on the list too. I think she was in the 60s or 70s. Rachel Maddow.
Really?
Mm.
Yep.
Man, I'm liberal and I don't like Rachel Maddow.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put put this list out on our social media, and everyone can comment on what they think the actual list is, because I don't think this list is accurate.
No, but I mean it's obviously just a snapshot of today,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, there's no way Gwen Berry stays in the top 10. Nobody's gonna remember her name in a year.
Yeah.
There's no way that Bill Cosby stays that relevant in our memories. I mean, if Weinstein didn't even make the list, I mean, come on.
That's
OJ?
right, yeah.
Where's OJ?
Yeah, where is OJ?
He's on Twitter.
Oh.
I'm-
In a Bronco
All right.
somewhere.
Watch some of his videos. They're interesting.
Cardi B is a piece of shit. She's earned her spot at number 8.
I'm so proud of you guys for looking and actually reading past like the top 10. I got to 10 and I like finally ain't reading no more. Fuck that shit.
Did you?
Yeah, dude. I didn't look at the rest of the list. That's
Oh,
how I
man.
roll.
You say
Hate
out
me.
this-
The body of a man was discovered on
people that
Staten
should
Island
be
with a
hated, and this guy
disturbing
should.
message.
If what's was written on his chest is true, he should be more hated than pretty much anybody on that list.
Mm.
Can you tell me about that one, Lee? You sent that one out.
Yeah.
I sent this one out.
Yeah, man found dead with "I touch little girls." written
There's a
on his chest.
vigilante in New York right now, man.
I didn't send that to you.
No, hey, actually, in New York City. So this is an amazing story. Totally off the agenda. So there was a car accident that happened, right? And this guy, the car gets flipped over. There's like a 3 or 4-year-old child pinned under the car, and she's in dire straits, of course. Well, there was two police officers at a restaurant just across from where this happened. Well, they got a whole bunch of the people in the restaurant to go out there and lift up the car so they could save the child. It just happened this weekend. Amazing
It's
story.
amazing.
New
Well-
Yorkers, good job. Ew.
They're doing good things in New York. Robert Rayner, that's the name of the guy. He a neighbor heard him tussling, and the neighbor's like, "I'm not going to get up." It was in the middle of the night. Here's them fighting in their apartment building. Gets up the next morning, comes downstairs looking for some cigarettes or something like that. And this Robert Rayner, this 80-year-old man, was just found sprawled out, dead on the floor, with the words "I touch little girls" scrawled across his body. So somebody knows Mr. Rayner. He was wearing nothing but pants, and they were pulled all the way down below his waist. Just like he was put into a weird position and dragged out so that everybody would see him.
Ooh.
They also put "I take dolls in my room," or wrote "I take dolls in my room for girls age 1 through 5." That was on his stomach. And then "I touch" was scrawled on his right foot.
But is there any evidence to support this? Because like if I murdered Rick, I would probably do the same shit. So then when cops like came to get his body, they're like, "Fuck this dude!
Yeah.
Like he's a piece of shit. We're not even looking into this investigation."
Well,
Secret
Mr. Rayner has.
like
Let me just
Sean.
point out, homeboy, this 80-year-old man had 24 arrests to his name already on his record.
Yeah.
For what? For what?
They
doesn't-
don't know, but it did not suggest a history of pedophilia.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
And his name is also not on the state's registry for known sex offenders.
right.
Yeah.
So was it like
But,
the Boondock Saints? They came in there
Yes.
and fucking murked them. And
Do you think it was just another old man and they're finally like getting back at him, like something that he did in his early part of his life? Because they're actually saying that he was kind of flighty when he was younger, skipping from place to place. Never really, held a friendship, a relationship. He was just kind of a weird guy, shifty, until he was older. So,
Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
could be something from his past, and this guy's just coming back around to get his comeuppance.
So did you guys, when you guys heard this story, did you guys all assume that he was guilty, or did you assume innocence first?
I was just curious. Like, I'm more than anything, I wanted to know more about it. Like,
Well,
it
when
was,
you talk,
it was
you
an
sound
interesting
like
story.
you sound like you're assuming his guilt.
No, you're just putting words in my mouth. But no,
No. I'm just asking.
no, I can't assume his guilt until they find any evidence, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, when you saw this story, what do you think?
I don't really give anybody any credit to any specific direction.
only thing I was
usually
thinking is like,
thanks, Rick. I'll just let
sorry,
you
I was just thinking about this. Maybe it was just maybe it's a vigilante. That's all I kept thinking. Like, maybe there's something out there like that's funny to me. But that's
So but if you're thinking vigilante, then you're assuming guilt, right?
no, that guy's assuming
and
guilt.
then-
The vigilante is.
If he lived in Chicago, would that matter more to you? You would
I'm
assume
just-
definitely he was guilty, right?
There were no gunshot wounds, so we know it's not Chicago.
Yeah. And if it said incest, you would have assumed it was Alabama, right? Or
Probably
Arkansas. Which one do you hate? I forget.
just the South, aside from like Louisiana. Louisiana and Georgia are cool.
Man. But Lee, you were saying something before Rick got excited.
Yeah, I did.
What
I got
was it?
excited,
What was
sorry.
What was I talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about his presumed guiltiness.
Yeah, I know. No. I don't presume anything on anybody. I like to read and see the facts, and then if the police release a thing saying that he has a history of pedophilia, sure, then you probably know that someone came back and got their revenge for like a little sister or some shit. But other than that, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
I mean, this is also in New York too, right? So it's like, just another dead body in New York.
Oh, was it at a fucking pizza shop?
Yes.
Was Hillary involved? God damn it!
Hey, Duper,
Ship him to the White House.
I would like you to stay
yeah.
alive. Do not bring her up.
Where's Hillary on that hated list?
She
She's
was like,
like number 16.
she was in there.
Okay.
But
Sorry. Just
yeah,
circle
do you
around.
think this guy had like a place underneath the White House or what?
Yes.
What is making
Probably.
baby stew? Yeah.
Killing babies under the White House. She was 16. You're right. I just went back and checked.
Don't fact check me, dude. Fucking right, dude.
I'll fucking do it.
Josh, what do you think?
You assume he's guilty?
Can I talk now?
Yes.
I don't care.
Thanks, Josh.
Greg, you think he's guilty or innocent?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, the court of public opinion is always different than the actual court of law. So but I didn't care. I didn't read the story, so that lets you know how much I actually cared about it.
Neither did I, and I'm happy to hear that he was like he didn't have any family, because I mean that would be terrible. Somebody to accuse that of like your dad, right? And then that's his lasting legacy before he passes, and if it's not true.
So, dude, what would you like us to spray paint on your body when you go, man? Do you want like TWP on your like body, or
Yes.
I don't know. What do you want?
I have no. I've never thought this one out ever. Like I can't even commit to getting a tattoo because I don't know. Like I feel like I'd regret it immediately after I got it. So something written on my body. Man. Don't put it in my mouth. All right.
Alrighty. What's next?
Well, Greg, actually, I wanted you to talk about this one. You were pretty passionate about it. It's another kind of sad news story here, but something to be talked about. I don't think I saw this on any other national news or anything like that, but Lee found it. Greg read it. This is the first time he's read an article in a very long time. Why don't you tell us about what happened?
It's true, because I'm so busy, and then like you guys like text each other 10,000 times a day, so it's kind of hard to actually find one article to read and stick with. But yeah, so this guy in Tennessee basically was smart enough a few years ago to come up with the Twitter handle @Tennessee, right? And ever since he had that handle, he was, getting threats about, how he should give up that Twitter handle, and people were like offering to buy it from him, and he never would, right? He always stood his ground, and he's like, no matter how much money, they want to throw at me, I'm not going to get rid of this Twitter handle. And it was just @Tennessee, right? So you can just imagine of who else would want to have that Twitter handle, right? So I think this was back, it said 2020, right? I believe so. Somebody actually called the cops, and he was a victim of what they call squatting. So basically-
Swatting.
Or swatting, yeah. Why did I say squatting? What the fuck? Swatting, my bad.
Hello. So people
They
just
moved
living
into
in
his garage?
Like fucking rats in the basement or in the attic.
God damn it, I'm horrible at presenting the news stories. Holy shit. I'm sorry, everybody. So anyway, swatting is basically when somebody, basically calls 911 and they make up shit about you to where the SWAT team responds to your house and breaks in your house and all that. So basically, this guy was a victim of that, and he died of a heart attack as they were swatting his house. So it's kind of a fucking tragic story. Like, really, people? Like, you're willing to kill somebody over their Twitter handle? Like, wow.
The only thing I'm disappointed about is that I didn't hear about this sooner, so then I could have immediately grabbed that handle. Like the moment it happened, I would have just Tennessee.
You have at Tennessee and you just post nothing but Las Vegas like stories and shit.
That's it.
At Tennessee. like now I'm mad that I didn't get like at Nevada, at California, at fucking, because dude, like think how rich we'd be right now if we were that smart to actually have a handle that people would want to buy off us. Or NASA. What?
I don't know. Mexican Space Agency?
He wasn't
Awesome.
even listening.
Yeah, no.
See,
Thanks, Rick.
He wasn't
What?
even listening.
Yeah, I wasn't even listening.
If my house got swatted, I would immediately know it was like you four assholes that did it. Like without a doubt.
There was more to this story though. Like that's the grand finale. That's what killed him. He was harassed for months before by these same group of kids. There was a kid in Britain and then a kid in Tennessee and a couple others, and they were like constantly texting him, constantly calling him. They were doing the cash only pizza deliveries to his family members in the state, threatening to kill his family. Weird shit like that. What I don't get is why didn't he call the cops then? Like why wasn't he already getting law enforcement involved? Like these people are fucking harassing me. I don't want to give them my handle and sell it. I understand that it's lucrative to have this handle. But he never did that.
Because, Rick, the police are not equipped to handle digital crimes like
cyber crimes.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're like the FBI or like Homeland Security Investigations or something like that. Like, dude, like you could go to the police now and be like, hey, man, my shit got hacked and I'm a victim of identity theft. And they go, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what happened to me with my email, dude. Like, fucking assholes.
Yeah, that's on the same level with this guy, without a doubt.
I mean, exactly. I didn't die.
They got his email password.
My spirit died.
They inconvenienced you for a day. This guy died. It's the same shit.
Dude, that was like 30 years of an email. But I'm kind of worried, though, too, because that guy looked like he was pretty fat and obese, just like us. So I'm actually kind of scared if we were to get swatted. We might have the same outcome.
It's I'm sure it's terrifying when the SWAT team pulls up to your house.
Or the A team.
I'm sure it's, or the A team.
Josh, do you have police officers guarding you in witness protection? Would SWAT even be able to get into you? No. No, I know. Would they be able to not get into you, or no? You don't have police officers.
Oh, I'll get into you.
That's what I was just thinking.
So, Josh, how many cops are on your detail protection program?
Can't tell you that.
Why not?
Secret.
I mean, but they need to know my name, so when I come visit you, they know, like, to allow me
I
entry.
told him to look out for the guy in the white tee with 8 chins.
That's only me, baby.
Oh shit! All right, what do you got next, Rick?
Oh man. Well, police foiled an Ohio incel's plot to kill women in a mass shooting. That happened about 4 days ago.
On accident. I just closed that tab on accident. Yeah, tell me what happened. I don't know.
Involuntary celibate. That's the community that this guy is from. Basically, it's guys that can't get laid, so they blame women that they're not giving them sex, and the women must be horrible. Yeah, apparently, yeah, like putting in effort or trying to be a human to another human to get laid is not their goal.
So is this the organization called No Ma'am?
No, this is actually called incel. It's involuntary celibate at this point.
Was awesome.
Don't you dare bring No Ma'am into this.
Yeah, don't fucking compare them to the.
They got laid.
Well,
That's why to bring it up.
Not only did they get laid, they didn't want to get laid.
Yeah,
having
They didn't even want it, and they got it. That's how badass they were.
Yeah.
Rick, what did No Ma'am stand for?
National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood. Boom!
Oh man, you cannot get away with that today.
Yeah.
Nope.
For those of you like, younger than say, 20, go look up Married with Children and No Man. Fucking greatest shit ever.
Yeah, it was funny. So this dude,
Yeah,
he wanted to kill this woman because they couldn't get laid?
He wanted to go on a murder spree. That was his plan. He wanted to get a bunch of women. He purchased a shit ton of weapons, a bunch of equipment to do this, because he believed that they all owed him sexual or romantic attention, and they weren't giving it to him.
This reminds me of the guy in what was it, Georgia? It was a few different states. The one that killed the Asian spa ladies. Similar situation. Because they tried to make that into a race thing, and it wasn't a race thing. It was a sex thing. He was addicted to sex, and his only thought process in ending that sex addiction was that he had to remove the sexual desire. So he went and killed these Asian women, which is fucking stupid. Just shoot yourself, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's take other fucking people out. You know how he got caught? This is so fucking stupid. Media. No, he threw a temper tantrum and ran into his room when somebody came by to see him, and they heard him cock a gun, so they called the cops.
So
Wait,
he had friends?
It was like a family member. Somebody came to check on him just to see how he was doing, and he like got really upset, and he actually threw like a temper tantrum, threw himself into his bedroom, locked it up, and threatened whoever this was, like, "I'll get out of here, I'll fucking kick your ass or whatever." But then they heard the cock of a gun, so they're like, "All right, fuck this, dude." They called the cops, like he might hurt himself.
Was it Richard Sherman?
Richard, no, it wasn't that cool. No, so they get in there and they find like a manifesto he had written that he was going to leave there. Like they found all these guns, all this ammo, all the equipment and shit, and they like literally thwarted what was going to be a mass shooting. Wow. Because he couldn't get laid like every other guy in the history of the world has gotten laid by trying to talk to people.
Trying. That's all you got to do is try.
Hey, there's somebody for someone out there everywhere, man.
That's true, man. Like, dude could have gone on Tinder, right? Like, I'm sure somebody would have swiped left or right.
I now want a Twinder for the day that when Rachel finally leaves me. I need Twinder so that I get the 2-for-pack for my midlife crisis. Give me twins. It's twins. So yeah, piece of shit. Either way, I'm glad he got caught.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Lives are saved. Thank you to the police officers. Thank you to whoever made the fucking phone call. You see suspicious stuff like that, fucking say something. This is what it prevents.
If you see something, say something.
But, so, I know that we have Elon Musk queued up, but, so, did you guys hear about the FBI informant? They actually had a bigger role in the Whitmore kidnapping plot than originally thought. Did you guys hear about this at all?
No.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier this week. You and I did.
So there was, I guess, 12 people convicted, or they're going to court over this kidnapping plot. But apparently there was like 14 FBI agents also within this group who funded and financed this entire situation.
Wow. That you can't say it like that. They are assuming that they funded and financed. What they did is they funded like
it's been.
I'll pay for the pizza party, guys, for us all to get together and hang out. They didn't actually like buy the guns, right?
No, they purchased a lot of the stuff, Rick. They paid for hotels so then they can get together, all kinds of stuff. So then they could get them together in one location so then they could plan it. Not only that, but one of the FBI agents was actually the vice president. Like he raised through this rank of this fucking imbecile group to become the VP of the group, and it was critical in planning. And the FBI agents not only did this, but then they also gave tactical training to them. So then they would go out in the field and they would tactically train them on how to actually pull off this kidnapping.
Wow. Okay.
Dude,
I feel like this was a lot more codependent than that, but like I told you, the biggest thing here, well, the FBI needed to get these guys caught in the act, so they offered these things, and again, these guys put themselves into that situation, regardless of who's offering it. They put themselves into that situation. They cannot get out of the fact that they put themselves there, and at any point they could have been like, I don't know, man. Thanks for the tactical training, but I'm not going to kidnap a governor. Or maybe we don't get so fucking hyper crazy extremist.
I don't think that they actually made the move to actually. They were still in talking and planning process, right? They never actually.
They were surveilling her house. These guys, not the FBI agents, were surveilling her vacation house. Had a note. They'd figured out how to blow a bridge, and like they worked all that shit out.
Dude, you just got to deep throat that bitch.
They were going all fucking crazy. They were like, we could stall the cops if we blow this bridge. Like that kind of shit was actually done.
Have that was the FBI training, right? So when you have tactics and you have like inside knowledge, like that's what they're gonna start feeding into them is like, oh, we could do that because tactically this is what we should do. They are trained in that, and then they were giving that information to these people. These people never actually did this crime. It's kind of, it goes into that Tom Cruise movie, right? Minority Report. Like, where do we draw the line? When would they have actually like attempted to pull this off if the FBI was not pushing them towards it? And then can we arrest people just for impure and bad thoughts? Because people, I'm sure Rick has bad thoughts 2-3 times a day.
If you're planning to murder a bunch of women because you can't get laid, should you be arrested for it? But you don't do it.
Absolutely.
You're just talking about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You should be arrested. So if you're planning to kidnap somebody, but you don't do it, but you have all that same evidence there.
So, but it's different from saying I would kill that bitch, and then having somebody on his side who's like, yeah, you know what? I mean, I know you said that kind of a joke, but yeah, you should kill that bitch. Like, we should get down there and fucking do this. And then this is how we do it, right? Let me show you how we won't get caught. And then that takes you from this different mindsets, right? Where it's actually, and obviously these people were very weak-minded. They're not very, they're not the brightest, fucking candles, right? So they can easily be influenced. This also happened with Al Qaeda and those kind of terrorist groups where they would take young, influenceable men and they would make them into these zealots who would go and kill themselves for this greater good. And they did the same thing in this situation, from what it sounds like, where the greater good was the democracy of the United States, right? And they were willing to make their sacrifice.
What about the 400,000 text messages and 1,300 hours of audio and video that they collected with those specific suspects, not the FBI agents, expressing anti-government views?
That's actually where the information is coming out, that they had the FBI informants in this, is that they were a large part of all those text messages and videos. Should the FBI doing this?
These guys should not do any jail time for being stupid, is what you're saying. This was all entrapment?
No, see, and so that point is, I guess you got to weigh it out in court as to if they should do jail time or not. I think that they're idiots. I think that their plan was idiotic, and I think that they probably should do jail time. I think when you've gone this far into that path, yes, I think that they should go to prison. I really do.
Well, you got to remember too, right? There's certain, like, so law enforcement, I don't want to say they suck at proactive stuff, but they're limited by the law in that they can only respond to stuff that happens after the fact, right? And then when you get more and more into the stuff that happens in the planning phases and everything, don't get me wrong, the FBI has done wonderful things and thwarted, dozens and dozens of hundreds of plots, since 9/11, right? But there's always that fine line of like, okay, when is it free speech versus actively plotting, and supporting some type of attack or some type of event.
Like Rick was talking about the surveillance of Whitmer's house. I mean, that does kind of cross that line from
that's what I think,
talk and free speech to an action, right?
And not only that, but they're federal law enforcement officers, right? They're held to a higher standard, right? So even if they don't do anything criminally, they could still be held accountable through their local disciplinary chains for, fidelity, bravery, integrity. That's what the FBI stands for. And obviously you're
that integrity's gone.
No, that's a bullshit lie. It's Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Well, that's yes. There you go. But there are three things: are fidelity, bravery, and integrity.
But is this morally just? Is this something that our government should be doing?
Planting guys?
Planning and planting. Well, planting people and getting information, yes, but actually having a guiding force to influence people into radicalism.
But just because those guys worked for the FBI doesn't mean it was sponsored by the FBI, right? Like, so there's a fine line there between your individualism and what you're doing as an individual versus what is being sponsored.
This was not no. This was FBI investigation. This is ran by the FBI.
So Duper, you're taking a hard line that they were coerced into everything that they did.
No. I'm asking a ethical question if we should do that or not. Really, at the end of the day, with these people, they should go to prison. They planned a murder and well, I don't know, it wasn't a murder, but definitely
it was a kidnapping for sure,
right? they planned bombing a bridge, right? These things, those are terrorist acts, right? That really is. They should go to prison. I think they should. But is it morally justified of the FBI to plan and influence people who are obviously very easily influenced?
It's a hard
Lee,
call.
what do you think? You're thinking really hard right now.
I don't think it's too hard. I think that you start approaching that fine line of what everyone else has already said, entrapment. And unfortunately, when you take people and you guide them in the direction that you want to have them go so that you can catch them in that act, technically you're leading them down that path without knowing if they were actually going to go down that path in the first place. And that might not hold up in court.
It might not. It really might
Toof,
not.
I love you. I just wanted to let Toof know I love him because
So-
he's in here.
You know,
Hi, Tiff.
I'm just not going to talk anymore tonight.
He's on the Facebook. No, you finished before I yelled.
It disappoints me that the FBI is actually doing this.
What would Elon Musk do?
Elon? He would just send him to space.
You think so?
Yeah, he would.
Absolutely.
Are we going into Elon?
Yeah.
It's a quick and easy one.
Elon's Musk. Oh, yeah. Elon.
Wait, are you recording this right now?
I like his musk. This is Elon's Musk.
This is some weird shit.
This is some weird shit.
This is some weird shit.
It's all about bribes. Jeff Bezos is offering to cover billions in costs if NASA remedies its mistake and gives Blue Origin the chance to compete with SpaceX again for a moonlander contract, specifically Artemis, the mission in 2024. They will take $2 billion off of whatever the fixed price contract is to get them out of what they've already awarded and signed the documents that said, Elon, this is yours.
Did Bezos do it with a pinky like this?
Yes.
So how much
did.
money? How much money of Elon's space explorations tax dollars?
Currently?
Yeah. Are we?
If he's I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I would assume that anything that he's doing that works towards the Artemis project, towards going to the moon, there's going to be a good portion of it, or at least 30%.
I like the idea of these private companies doing these things, but I don't like when these private companies are getting paid to do it. And a lot of Elon's money has actually come from tax-paid initiatives, right? Tesla had huge initiatives at the beginning and tax breaks that really helped him build his wealth and get that company off the ground. I don't like that.
Amazon did too, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
all those companies get taxed.
No,
That's Lockheed Martin. That's Northrop Grumman. That's Boeing.
Elon's got vision and he's got he's a genius, hands down. I'm not questioning that. But when it comes to the space race, this current space race that we have right now, these guys have plenty of money. They can fucking do this shit themselves. We don't need to pay for it. This is like when the fucking Raiders tax the shit out of us so then they can build a fucking stadium. Dude, you guys got money.
Yeah, bitch.
Well,
Bitch.
I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
Elon did start off with his own money, right?
Well, so did the space program?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
everything that Elon's doing, that rocket that he built, that's out of his money. Like everything he designed, it's all funded by Elon. That's why he did Tesla and he did the Boring Company. Those are all to fund him getting to a point where he can win these kinds of contracts because he's
Just
really
so you
pushing
know.
for Mars. So
Well, they were the first. I don't know if they were the first, but they were the first civilian-based company that was launching missions, right? I mean, because JPL and all that was contracted through NASA and through the government.
Right.
But yeah, SpaceX was the first, civilian-based company, and I think Blue Origin is behind them.
Blue Origin, I think they did it about the same time.
Virgin Galactic, are they a part of that? I don't know if you can consider them the same thing because it's not.
No,
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know.
Virgin Galactic is in the race to make it a tourist thing, right?
Well, they're also doing they're going to be able to do low Earth science, so you can actually have the scientists go up with the experiment. That's what they're doing with their science. But this will be orbit and going to the moon. That's what these guys are working.
But you also got to remember too, SpaceX is not just looking at moon and Mars. There's also what's that one? I can't remember the name of the rocket that he's building right now. It's the one that's in Texas that they keep doing tests on and everything. But he's also looking at using rockets for like international travel. So instead of taking an 11-hour flight to Europe, you just go up and down in a rocket that takes you 30 minutes.
That's a lot of G's.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so
Fuck, there's
that's
like
one
a
way to
90s
cross the
gangster
pond,
rap album.
you know?
Yeah.
But they're looking at doing that too. Like, so yeah.
Okay, so
It's just, yeah.
I've lost interest in space. The Senate Defense Budget Bill would require women to register for the draft. Are you guys in favor of this? Is this women's equality, or is this a step too far?
I never understood why women weren't a part of the selective service system, right? I mean, it seems like it's an old, antiquated, like women don't go to combat.
That's why.
You know?
That's why.
But why? I mean, dude, there's females in all combat positions almost.
I thought,
yeah, in the past
I
year,
thought
10
the
years.
draft, like, in order to sign up for it, had everything to do with like kids and who could stay back to watch the kids and all that.
There are little antiquated rules like that too, but I mean, I don't know. In this day and age, dude, I mean, there should be a draft for everybody. I mean,
you go back to World War II. That's not necessarily what women did. Women played a huge role in World War II by working in the manufacturing plants, right? Somebody had to build
baseball.
What?
And playing baseball. They also play
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Bam!
But they played a huge role in the war effort.
Absolutely.
But I guess maybe now we would just draft them and make them do it, as opposed to just pride of the country.
Wouldn't that just be the Defense Production Act then, and just stay at the job you're already at and change function to something that supports the war effort?
I guess so. Like, I'm torn on this one because, like, I'm there's part of me that's like Greg, where I'm just like, yeah, fucking dude, if dudes have to do it, women should do it, right? That's equality.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do have a daughter, and I don't want my daughter to necessarily sign up for a draft to go fight a war. I'm not excited about that.
So here's my question. Do we need a draft? Because we are such a modern, technologically advanced military. Boots on the ground is necessary, right? And you're going to get the smart volunteers. You're going to,
that's the argument for women being able to be drafted into the military today, is that physical combat, trench warfare, it's not quite the same. World War II, you're not carrying these huge rucksacks anymore, right? But women can press a button.
Yeah, they can fly a drone.
They can fly a drone, right?
Maybe, I don't know. You've seen them drive.
Well, as long as they're not Asian. So.
Oh God, we're getting so fucking canceled this week.
That lady with the bumper sticker said it, not me. She was 65. She's got wisdom beyond my years.
So I think what Dupe and Rick are trying to say is that just because you're a female and you get drafted doesn't mean you're getting drafted into a combat infantry position.
Right.
There's a ton of different positions in the military that you can be drafted for.
There are a fuck ton of dishes. I'm just letting you know. That's a lot of soldiers.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck. Mrs. Rick, this is all your husband. I had nothing to do with this. Mrs. Rick. Josh, what do you think?
I'm not
Josh away.
Josh isn't even listening. He's playing a game.
He's playing a Game Boy.
I think it's Candy Crush. I'm not 100% sure.
He's playing Snake on a Nokia.
Yeah.
Playing Tetris on the old fucking green fucking.
Who's getting angry this week?
No, Lee, what do you think about this? Let Lee have a fucking speech.
What? No, I'm done talking. Every time I try to talk, Rick is like injecting himself all over me.
What?
Like, yep.
Lee is the asshole tonight.
Dude, just remember to use plain Lee in the morning, and you'll be okay.
So Rick has drank a lot of what I call asshole juice this entire week.
Dude.
He alienated Duper. He alienated fucking Lee. He's alienated Josh like he does every week on the podcast. And me, I just don't care anymore.
And not only that, but then Rick fucking skips his fucking stupid ass sports podcast and then wastes the first 20 minutes of this show talking about the Olympics, which nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a sports thing. It's the Olympics.
It's definitely a sports thing.
It's not a sports thing?
That's a global news story.
It's a sports.
It's around sports.
Global news story.
They get medals for sports.
Oh, Jesus. Cheese and rice, bros.
All right, you know what? Give me the fucking FTMF.
There it is.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what I was waiting for. Somebody to get mad.
All
Come
right.
on, hang on.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an independent opinion and should be taken as such. Put away your tissues and closed minds. It's time to hear the fucker out.
So I'm just curious, like, how many FTMFs have I done against Rick? I think this is probably the 8th FTMF. So I just wanted to kind of like, speak on behalf of Duper and Josh and Lee and everybody else in our chat room. I mean, Rick, you talk so much, you disrupt the chat. Like, who the fuck does that, man? Like, shut the fuck up. Let people talk. Quit being a fucking dick. I mean, you're supposed to be nice to your friends, not asshole to your friends. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you lately, man? Do you need fucking counseling? Do you need somebody to fucking hold your hand and fucking tell you fucking lullabies and read you stories and fucking give you some Trulies or some shit? Rick, chill the fuck out and fuck that motherfucker. Okay.
I disagree.
God damn it, he ruins it afterwards.
Yep. Couldn't
Totally
let you
done
have
on
it.
purpose.
Couldn't let
Sorry,
you have
guys, I
it.
tried to get your back. How'd I do?
Josh,
You
what's
did
your parting
great.
thoughts?
Be good people.
Oh my god, he's so sad. He went from like here at the very beginning to
Well, that's Rick and Duper for you.
oh my god. Oh, and Duper, he included Duper too. Duper, you asshole.
Greg, you're still talking. Go ahead. What's your parting thoughts?
I feel bad for Josh. So let Josh talk more. He does have some humdingers and some whizzers and like, one word comebacks that are fantastic. Subscribe, like, share, that stuff. Fuck Facebook. We love YouTube. We love you guys, and don't cook bacon naked.
Yep.
Lee,
Yep.
tell us everything, man.
Fuck you, Rick.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm waiting, Lee. That's
That's
it?
That's my parting thoughts. I kiss
That's your
goodbah.
parting thoughts.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right, dude, what's your parting thoughts?
Nobody gives a fuck about the Olympics. The Olympics was such a waste of time. Like, if we had any chance of this podcast ever being successful, you wasted that in the first 20 minutes by just boring the shit out of everybody. And we tried with all that we could to gradually nudge you out of that fucking stupid ass fucking bullshit that you were stuck in. But no, Rick skipped on his fucking sports podcast, so he had to fucking get in his fucking sports splooge out somewhere, and this was it. Thanks, dude.
Bye, Shirley.
For the
Thanks,
record,
Oh, bye, Foofy.
just so you guys
Bye-
know,
bye,
that
Toof.
does
Thanks for
actually
watching.
Come out. Twats does come out Wednesday. We have an episode. We talk Olympics. So fuck you guys.
Fucking boring.
Need
I won't be
some damn
listening to
medals
that shit.
and
All right,
shit.
here we go. Hey, go get vaccinated for Harambe. Oh shit!
Yep.
There goes the mic.
This motherfucker rushed as fast as he
All right,
could.
everybody. Thank you.
I started that shit. Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody.
I don't want to hear who's Harambe. Who's Harambe?
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show today.
I didn't even bring up
Please,
Pizaki.
go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional
Pizaki?
content on the podcast, as well as find the links to the
Oh.
podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, please
Don't worry,
get on
Duper, you
social
can circle
media.
back to
We are
that.
on YouTube, Instagram,
Like how we're
Twitter, and
just
Facebook.
talking over the entire outro this time.
Please
Are we
don't
not
forget to
muted?
like,
Yeah.
comment,
No, we're not.
subscribe, and let us
No.
know what you
Oh,
like about
I
the show,
totally
your
thought you
thoughts
muted
on the
us, so
show,
then I couldn't
and
come
what
back
you'd
with the
like to
vaccine.
see
No,
in the
no, everyone on the live is still hearing us.
Oh, that's all.